The east coast of the United States is facing an unprecedented phenomenon, a wave of mysterious drone sightings. Reports have emerged from at least 6 states, spanning from New Jersey down to Virginia and reaching as far west as Ohio. These aren't isolated incidents. The sightings began in mid-November near Morris County, New Jersey, and have been occurring almost nightly ever since. Witnesses describe seeing not just single drones but sometimes entire formations, moving in eerie unison. Adding to the concern is the proximity of some sightings to critical infrastructure and highly sensitive areas. There have been reports of drones near military bases, raising alarm bells about potential security breaches. Even President-elect Trump's golf course hasn't been immune, with drones spotted buzzing in the vicinity. The sightings have left communities on edge, wondering about the intent behind these unmanned aerial intrusions. The frequency and widespread nature of these sightings are unlike anything seen before. While individual drone incidents aren't uncommon, this coordinated wave of activity across multiple states has baffled authorities and citizens alike. The mystery deepens as the drones themselves remain unidentified. No one has claimed responsibility and their purpose remains unknown, fueling speculation and anxiety. The lack of clear answers has created an atmosphere of unease. Residents are left wondering who is behind the controls, what their objectives are, and what potential threat they pose. The uncertainty has fueled a growing demand for answers and a call for swift action from authorities to identify those responsible and address the potential risks posed by these airborne interlopers. In the face of growing public concern, the official response from Washington has been somewhat disjointed. The White House, along with federal agencies like the FBI and the Department of Homeland Security, have publicly downplayed the threat. They maintain that there is no evidence to suggest a coordinated effort to compromise national security or public safety. Their primary theory is that many of these sightings are simply cases of mistaken identity. They suggest that people may be misinterpreting things like stars, weather balloons, or even ordinary aircraft as sinister drones. They also point to the fact that many drones are operated legally for commercial, recreational, or even law enforcement purposes, suggesting that these sightings may be nothing out of the ordinary. However, behind the scenes, there appears to be more to the story. The FBI has admitted to actively investigating approximately 100 credible tips out of the thousands they've received. This suggests that while they may be downplaying the threat publicly, they are taking the matter seriously enough to dedicate significant resources to investigating it. Further complicating the narrative is the military's involvement. Drone detection systems, typically reserved for high-security areas, have been deployed to several military installations on the East Coast, including Picatinny Arsenal and Naval Weapons Station Earle in New Jersey. Additionally, Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Ohio took the unusual step of temporarily closing its airspace due to drone activity. The drone sightings have ignited a firestorm of concern among local and state officials, who are demanding more transparency and action from the federal government. They argue that even if the majority of sightings are benign, the potential for danger is real and cannot be ignored. The lack of clear answers and decisive action from Washington has only amplified their anxieties. They point to the need for a coordinated response to address the potential threat to public safety, particularly around critical infrastructure and populated areas. The situation has exposed a gap in preparedness, highlighting the challenges of dealing with unidentified drones in increasingly crowded airspace. The political arena has also been buzzing with activity in response to the drone sightings. President-elect Trump, in his typical fashion, has publicly questioned the government's response, urging them to either release more information or take decisive action, even suggesting shooting down the drones. Senator Blumenthal initially echoed this sentiment, suggesting that shooting down unidentified drones might be necessary, but later clarified his position, stating that electronic jamming would be a preferable course of action. Meanwhile, Senator Klobuchar has taken a more measured approach, calling for increased transparency from the administration and urging a Senate briefing to address the issue. As the drone sightings continue, the nation is left grappling with more questions than answers. Are these sightings simply a case of misidentification and overblown fears, or do they represent something more sinister? The truth, as is often the case, likely lies somewhere in between. While the vast majority of drone operators are law-abiding citizens, the potential for misuse is undeniable. The technology is becoming increasingly sophisticated and accessible, making it easier for individuals or groups with malicious intent to acquire and operate drones for illegal activities, such as surveillance, smuggling, or even attacks. The FBI has acknowledged this growing threat, pointing to recent incidents like the arrest of 2 individuals who flew a drone near Logan Airport in Boston and the charging of a Chinese citizen for unauthorized drone footage at Vandenberg Space Force Base during a SpaceX launch. While these incidents appear unrelated to the East Coast sightings, they underscore the potential dangers posed by drones in the wrong hands. The ongoing investigation into the East Coast drone sightings is a stark reminder of the challenges posed by this rapidly evolving technology. It highlights the need for a comprehensive approach to drone regulation, enforcement, and public education to ensure that the skies remain safe and secure for everyone. As we venture further into the age of drones, finding the right balance between innovation and security will be paramount.